This week in Ken's Tech Lab, we're going to be looking at painting the models. Now, if you remember a couple episodes ago, I introduced you to all the tools that we'll be using during this painting process. And there's one thing in common for all models that are advertised today. They all are painted. Let's talk about it here on Ken's Tech Lab. Alright, so this week we're going to actually find out how tough it is to record the painting process of the models. This is going to be a short video just to maybe get some primer on this model here. As you see that it's in its raw state. There is no color except for the resin. It is hasn't been sanded, it hasn't been anything gone over it. So what we're going to do today is give it a little bit of a makeover with the primer. And this could be the first coat, and this will allow us to build up some coats if we need to sand it and still not get rid of any of the details that the model has. So this is our first attempt. So no one out there laugh at this, because this is a teaching moment for all of us, including me. So let's get with it. Now, like I said, I don't know how you guys will be able to hear me over the fans. I've already got the airbrush already connected. As you can hear the air pump turn on. So we're going to take the cover off. And I don't know if you can see that in the shot. Probably not. Yeah. So I'll do it right here. There we go. And luckily this bottle comes in a nice little easy to pour kind of a bottle. But let's do one other thing here. We're going to get out a little measuring cup. We're also going to get one of our eyedroppers out. So what we're going to do, and this is all water washable paint, acrylic, so it doesn't matter if I get it on my hands, but we're going to put a little bit in this jar, not too much. And look at the consistency of the paint. I shook it up really well. And what we're going to do is use the eyedropper in the paint, get some in here, okay, and then we're going to put some in the bowl. Alright, put that aside. Okay. Put our little holder over here. And what I'm going to do, there we go. I see some paint coming out. Now what you want to do is put this on a very light coat. So I need to turn on the blower now. So here we go. Hopefully it's not too loud. But you'll be able to see the model a lot better with the lights on. Okay. Now I have this also on a turntable. to do is get this just barely coated with some color. We can also let the air, without any color, help us dry the model. Okay. So we can hold down it again, come in with a little bit of color. Okay. A little bit. And what this is going to do is it's going to help us be able to put a darker color over the light color and get some shadows on this model to make it look a lot better. Looking pretty nice. This works really well. I think that we're out of paint already. So let me fill this back up. I wasn't going to drip any, but I got it on the table. Okay. Now, one thing nice about these droppers is they don't drip. So, and you can really get a lot in there and get most of all the paint out of your little cup here. See that? Okay. That's it, all gone. And I'm sure that this is all that we're going to need. So, let me clean this up. It cleans up easy. I actually paint, I don't know if anybody knows this about me, but I do paint, or I used to paint in oils. I have some pretty nice oil paintings out there. But that's been many years ago. So getting back into this hobby of painting again, I think it's going to be very relaxing. And of course, it's going to make the models just look beautiful. Alright, so let's go back to painting. Again, I'm going to turn on the blowers, and you're also going to hear the air tank you know, spin back up again. So here we go. As you can see, that paint, now I can paint this, or not paint, but just put air on the model to help dry everything that we're working on. Okay, and then if I do want to get some paint back out of it again, you need to come back and then add. Remember, you're not like painting a house where you need a lot of paint on it, what you need to do is build up layers. Pretty well really done nicely. I need to get more and again, you're gonna, if you get too much on there, it's going to give you a puddle, and it's going to dry like that. One nice thing is the primer coat, we can sand this all back down again because we're not doing any of the color painting as of yet. will stick better to one that has a primer on the base coat. Again, we're going to sand this and then re-hit it with some more primer again, try to get it all nice and clean. And what I'm doing right now is really just getting used to the airbrush, because I've never used one before today, and I wanted to make sure that, well, I know how to use it. Nice thing about acrylic is it dries really fast. Sometimes I can actually see the paint coming out of the gun. Like right here, it's just water. I mean, not water, it's just air. And there's a little bit of paint. And that's just pulling it back a little bit. So you can really take your time on this and do a lot and not use any paint at all. Without going over it a few times. And some parts, that's where I was making the mistake, is instead of going over it a few times, like this, not knowing where the button press needs to be to get some color out, right? Just having the primer on the model makes the model pop a lot better without even putting any other color in it, but just putting it over the resin itself. That looks pretty good. I think I'm happy with that. Make sure I got the face really good. Pieces on this model, like the hand, the shield, the arm, or the shoulder pads, and also a weapon. So So I think it's going to be beautiful. Now when I start painting it with color, I'm actually going to get the artist's rendition of this model with it fully painted, so I get the colors somewhat accurate, but with my own, I guess you would call, flair. So I think with this, I think I'm done. There, get rid of the extra sound. And I'm going to take this and the rest of that paint, which there is some left, put this back in its holder so I can have two hands here. And open up the cap to the primer. And take the primer and pour it back in, because it's money. And luckily, with it being water-based paint, you can actually clean these things out with water. But I have purchased probably every cleaner there is for these, and I got two there. I'm not going to bore you guys with the cleaning process of the airbrush itself. So I'm going to take care of this and we'll be right back. Alright, welcome back. So I took the model out of the spray booth, and I know that I was a little bit too far away because I just got done editing most of the first part of this video. And I apologize for the sound now. It is really loud in this video. I'm working on something that I can do to actually quiet this, but I just wanted to show you a close-up view of the painted model. And I didn't paint the bottom, so you can see the difference. It's very smooth. This doesn't look like it's going to need any sanding except for the base. It all came out very well. It's painted on the inside of where the hole is on the front for the skeleton. So this all turned out very, very well, better than I thought it would. Especially for the first time that we ever did any airbrushing, or I've ever had an airbrush in my hand. So anyways, this was our first attempt. I hope that you will stay with this series, because I'm going to make this a series like when I did with the Prusa. When I built the Prusa clone, I made that a series. I'm going to do the same thing with this painting, and I hope everybody enjoys it. Please leave a comment below, hit the like button, and don't forget to ring the notification bell. It always helps out the channel. And thank you for tuning in to Ken's Tech Lab, and as always, stay awesome.